For today's recipe, we're making Chinese steamed barbecue pork bun. But before we do that, let's check out a famous Chinese restaurant and see how they make theirs. Today we're going to have dim sum in the mall. We're going to go to Chef Tony's here at the food court in Metrotown Mall. So we're having dim sum in the food court because of the restrictions for some restaurants. We're having a little dim sum in the food court at Metrotown. This is Chef Tony's restaurant. They have their own outlet here in the mall. You get 3 barbecue pork buns for $6.99 for 3 of them. So this is the barbecue pork bun. Ooh, look at that, look at that. Lots of flavor in the barbecue pork. The bun is super soft. Very tasty. So here we have the Chinese football dumplings. We have 4 of them for $6.99. The savory pork filling with crispy outside, really soft on the inside. So it's made of glutinous rice. It's called football dumpling. It's shaped like a football, but it's really tasty. So that's the football dumpling. That's one of their specialties at Chef Tony's. My mom says this dim sum is just like in the restaurant, but you don't have to give a tip, although I did give a tip to the lady at the counter. Chef Tony's has a popular and award-winning restaurant in Richmond, so they have this outlet for dim sum in the mall. So during the pandemic restrictions, people can still go have some dim sum if they can't get into a restaurant. So on this combination plate we have a pork dumpling, we have a Chinese meatball, a truffle dumpling, I think this one's mushroom dumpling, and we have 2 sticky rice wraps and fried rice for $10.99. You have a choice of fried rice or noodles. This is a green bao, so you look inside, I think it's got some kind of a chicken filling. Nice chicken dumpling. The dough is super soft. It's a very tasty dumpling. So you have this sticky rice wrap. We make this all the time at home. Nice savory meat filling. Flavors are really very delicate, and the rice is nice and moist and soft. A sign of a good sticky rice wrap, it has the duck egg, so it has duck egg inside. So look at the Chinese meatball. That's very good. So you get 6 items with either fried rice or noodles for $10.99. Now it's time to do our version of Chinese steamed barbecue pork bun. In the description below, tell me what your favorite topping is. So we're going to make the bao mix here for the steamed buns. So I have the, I'm using instant rice, instant yeast. So you can use the regular yeast, but I'm using the instant yeast. A lot faster. What about a tablespoon of instant rice yeast in, I got about a 1/4 cup of water here. So this is warm water, so you don't want the water to be too hot. You don't want it to be cold because you need to activate the yeast. Even though it's instant, you still need to activate it. So you can see it's getting activated now. For this recipe for barbecue pork bao or steamed buns, we have 4 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. We call it magic baking powder. 2 tablespoons of sugar. 1.25 cups of water. You can use milk as well. So I'm going to add the instant yeast with the water, so it's activated. So I'll put part of it in and just mix it up a bit. So just make sure everything's all pressed together. So So I'll mix it by hand for about 10 minutes. Let it sit covered with cellophane for an hour. So this will start to break down. So the first time when you knead it is a little bit hard. The second time the dough will be more relaxed, so a lot easier to do. So any loose flour, you'll pick it up. You'll pick it up when you do the kneading the second time. So, okay, now if you're confined to home, what kind of things do you do all day? Do you do hobbies, or do you do exercise? If you like, please comment in the comment section. Tell me what you like to do while you stay at home. So the dough, just give it a good press. It's been about an hour. So just knead it for about 5 or 10 minutes if you like. And then I've been kneading this for a while, so just form a ball here and cover it for another hour, and we're ready to make some more bao. I'm going to have a lot of recipes using onions over the next little while because I have 50 pounds of onions here. So today we're making the bao, the Chinese steamed bun, using pork, and we're going to add onions. You can add other ingredients like green onions if you like, or chives, but we happen to have a lot of onions, so that's going to be a key component for recipes over the next little while. And I got to get through 50 pounds of onions. So then we're just going to grill the onions and then add the pork and put a few sauces in there. We'll have the filling for the bao. Preheat a pan at medium heat. We're going to put about 3 tablespoons of cooking oil in there. So I'm going to slide the onions in. Happen to have a lot of onions here, but you can use chives, green onions, cabbage. So here I have the ground pork. So here I have some chopped up pork. So it has some Chinese sausages in there. It's got some chives. If you have any sesame oil, just put about a teaspoon in there. Put some regular soy sauce. It's also known as light soy sauce. So put about 2 tablespoons in there. So this ground pork, there's about a pound of it. A pound of ground pork. I like to use hoisin sauce. I like to use, for example, there's another sauce I like here, the barbecue Chinese sauce. So for this particular batch, I have the barbecue sauce. So just put a tablespoon or 2 in there. You want to put some of this sweet bean sauce, so you can put this kind in there if you like. Put a tablespoon. So I'm just going to add a little bit of green onions in there too, so you have some green onions for color. I've got some chives in there already, so add, say for this pound of pork, you put maybe half a cup of green onions. Let it cool off for a little bit. You know, even like say an hour or so would be ideal, sometimes overnight. So just make a hole in the middle here so the filling will cool a little faster. So don't worry if the filling is a little bit saltier than usual, because when you have the steamed bun, it will absorb all the saltiness and the flavor. Usually for me, I like to cook it within 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So pretty nice. So it's nice and fluffy now. So this dough, I'm just going to give it one last knead. So you have this ball here. So I'm going to punch a hole in the middle here. Just going to stretch it out. So then I'm just going to tear it off and keep rolling it. And I like to work in quarters, so I'm going to cut it again in quarters. So each of these quarters will give you 3 bao for the larger ones, or 4 bao if you want to make it smaller ones. So that's 4 pieces right there. So it makes it easier to work with right now because you have 4 pieces. So the other pieces you can put it right on the plate here, and then just cover it with the paper towel so that way it doesn't dry out. So I find that really useful. So you have 3 pieces. That's 1, and that's 2 and 3. So what I do is just make it into a ball here, and then press it down. So just press the dough from the middle to the outside. So it should be thinner on the outside. The middle should be a little thicker because you're putting ingredients in there. So if it's too thin in the middle, the ingredients will leak through. So like that. So you can hand form the baozi as well. Okay, so now just put some topping in there. So this big bun, big bao, we take about 3 tablespoons of topping. So this style, you just make a fold, and then you squeeze it. Oh, it's quite hard. What is it in there? What's in there? What happened? Oh, so you do the different method here. Just kind of do the 4 corners and then 3 corners. So this is a different method. You just bring in the sides and just twist it to hold it. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. So just put a little wax paper on there. And so there you go. Nice looking bao. I got the pan going at medium high to high heat. So I'm going to put the bao in. Make sure there's lots of water in there. That's the important thing. Make sure there's water in there. And then put the pan in, and we're going to steam this for anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes. So it's been about 15 minutes. We'll see how the bao turn out. There you have it. Homemade barbecue pork bun with onions. Enjoy. That's good flavor. Now you can order the products and ingredients that I use in my cooking videos. Just click the link below in the description for the Chinese cooking accessory guide. Thanks for checking out my video. And please give me a thumbs up, and be sure to check out some of my other videos on this channel. And please subscribe. If you get a chance, check out my other channel, the award-winning Chinese cooking channel.